Hello, and welcome back to the 162 in Arlington podcast. Today, we will be doing our infield and catcher preview. And before we start, we want to say we appreciate all of your guys' feedback and support of the first episode. And we're going to definitely keep going. So, we're going to start at the catching spot. Obviously, we know that our two catchers are going to be Danny Jansen and Kyle Higashioka. Obviously, we covered the Danny Jansen acquisition last time, so I'll touch on Higashioka. Last year, played 94 games, slash 241, 291 on base percentage, 403 slugging with a 693 OPS. Ultimately, that's average, and I feel like out of all the hitters that were in the Rangers lineup last year, Higashioka was one of the hitters that ultimately was not hurting the team. I feel like there was a lot of other hitters that were hurting the team, like Jonah Heim, who was the catching pair with Higashioka. And ultimately, I think if Higashioka can match what he did last year, and then you have Danny Jansen, who can either match what he did last year or even be like a tad bit worse. I don't think it would be, I think you're going to get average production from the catching spot versus last year when Heim was catching majority of the games, the production was really bad. So I think like if the things I said happen, I think you're going to go from bad at the catching spot to average, which is a pretty significant improvement.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think Higashioka was really good in the second half. He really woke up. Struggled a bit in the first half, definitely. Because they kind of signed him to the home runs, and he really only hit one in that Dodgers series, and then he really kind of went silent for the rest of the first half at least. But after the first half, he kind of woke up, and he was consistent. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to continue to dog on Heim for him not putting together professional at bats. But I mean, that's really it. I mean, he just didn't. He just didn't do that.
Yeah, there's definitely ways the Rangers can improve offensively. Another thing I wanted to say about Higashioka is he did have some home and road splits. I think we would both notice in Globe Life Field, he definitely got some homers robbed from
Yeah, definitely.
Globe Life Field just being really tough for right-handed hitters. Uh, at home, he had a 622 OPS, and on the road, he had a 759 OPS. So maybe he figures out the home ballpark and those home numbers get better. But yeah, that's our review on the catching position. Obviously, the Rangers have. We're gonna talk. Just kind of list the depth options the Rangers have. Obviously, Willie McIver is on the 40-man roster. They claimed him from the A's, and um, he obviously didn't have good numbers in the big leagues, but he had good numbers in AAA. And if one of Jansen or Higashioka get injured, he's going to be the first one that they call up. They also have Cooper Johnson in AAA um, as well, who has a good throwing arm and has put decent AAA numbers. So the Rangers do have depth there, along with Malcolm Moore, who's going to try to make improvements as he comes up the system. Moving on to first base, where obviously we got Jake Berger. Um, and Berger, I'm not the highest on his bounce back. Rangers fans, let us know like where are you at with Jake Berger and like how do you think he's gonna bounce back or not? I'm not very high on that train, although I'm obviously rooting for him. Um, Last year, what I did like is that he towards the second half he looked very comfortable against left-handed pitching, and that was one thing the Rangers struggled mightily at was hitting left-handed pitching. And so if Jake Berger continues to hit left-handed pitching, which he had an 815 OPS against, then that's really good. I just never thought that he looked comfortable against right-handed pitching all year. So that's where my concern is. But he was injured a lot, and he's doing Pilates now. Do you know what Pilates are? Apparently, he's doing like Pilates to like improve the whole injury stuff.
I have no clue, bro. I mean, I just read the articles, but um,
What are Pilates? Pilates exercises. A low impact method of physical conditioning focusing on core strength, stability, posture, flexibility through precise controlled movements. Um, Okay, just a bunch of bending stuff. Thanks ChatGPT for that. Um, yeah, but I'm rooting for Jay Berger to get better. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think definitely rooting for him to get better, but like, man, his at bats last year sometimes were just. If it was up to me, I would have had them sign a new first baseman, and maybe platoon that guy at DH because I mean, I see the potential, yeah, but like, dude, I mean, we've already seen it sometimes in the spring training, man. I mean, I'm fine with chasing pitches out of the zone when they're like actually a good chase pitch, like a slider out of the zone, curveball out of the zone. I get that, yeah, chase that. But the thing is, if you're going to try to hump fastballs and do damage, when you get the fastball, do damage. Don't foul it off back to the screen or foul it off like or swing and miss, man. You got to put barrel and ball there, and it's just I just don't can't have those at bats, especially if you're going to chase the slider away. Be ready to hit the fastball and the breaking ball in the zone.
Yeah, that's something that um, we kind of harped on last year was the fastball is in the zone, you got to crush him, and that's the case with a lot of other hitters in this lineup.
Yeah, like but the
So
other hitters they have patient patient. They sometimes can be patient. Burger's never patient. He's always aggressive. And then when he gets the fastball, he fouls it off. Like if Langford was being aggressive on fastballs, I'd be less annoyed by it if he was just missing because maybe he's just not hunting the fastball. I know Burger's hunting the fastball, and he's still missing.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But we hope for some improvements from Jake Berger. Some other guys at first base as depth are mainly the minor league contracts that the Rangers signed. Obviously, Malik Ortiz would have been one of the guys at AAA, but um, he is now at Washington National. Uh, Obviously, there's Nick Prado, there's Mark Canna, there's Jonah Bride. Obviously, Zeke Duran can play first. We're going to talk more about the bench options, I think, probably next week in our outfield preview. But yeah, those are the options. And now we are moving to second base to talk about two players. Um, at least at our eyes, we feel like this is going to be a Josh Smith and Sam Haggerty platoon. Josh Smith, obviously, people have worries about him being the everyday second baseman. Although he's not being everyday second baseman, he's going to platoon, but getting majority of the starts at second base. But Smith has been really solid. I like Smith, and obviously the concerns with him is that he has really good first halves and then struggles in the second half. And I think here's why I think he will get better is let's not put him at shortstop. I think one way of him getting better is just not putting him at shortstop because I feel like he had majority of the starts at shortstop, and that's very wearing on his legs. At least that's what I felt seeing him. And let's just get like whether that's Zeke Duran or Tyler Wade or someone else to go to shortstop for games when Seager needs those off days, and then just keep Smith at second. And then also he's gonna get off days when he platoons with the other guy, Sam Haggerty. And Haggerty had a really good year last year against lefties. I'm glad that the Rangers decided to bring him back. And yep, let me get his stats. Yeah, 318, 376, 435, 812 OPS against lefties. Really, really solid against lefties. So I think between Josh Smith and Sam Haggerty, platoon at second base, I think they're going to get actually really good production. And also, let me talk on Josh Smith's numbers against righties. Um, because another reason that obviously Sam Haggerty's platooning with Josh Smith is he did struggle a lot against lefties. So um, yeah, so against righties, he had 265, 350, 405, 755 OPS, and then he had a 502 OPS against lefties. So I think just platooning him will help him focus more at the plate and also give him those days off to rest. So, yeah, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Smith, he always has these like great first halves and then he kind of falls off. Haggerty, yeah, he's great against lefties. I mean, this guy, he doesn't even chase homers, man. He just gets base hits. Literally, like, it was ridiculous watching him. And I also like Haggerty for the chaos he creates on the bases. He's a great runner. Like, I think he's better than Langford and Carter when it comes to running because he's just that solid. Like, he'll steal bags without like fear, man. He's just like, he's on first, like you got to constantly check him. I mean, he's really good at running. Um, yeah. I also just think he's better at just getting on base. He's a great guy to just lead off an inning.
Yeah, definitely. Haggerty was one of the guys that, like, he led off games, and I didn't have a problem with that. I wonder what position in the lineup he's going to hit against lefties. But yeah, he definitely fits the contact, work counts, all those things that the Rangers need in the lineup. Some other options that the Rangers got at second base. Obviously, the Rangers brought in a lot of guys to kind of see where they're at. Obviously, you got Tyler Wade, who I really like. I think Tyler Wade is a great bench option. Obviously, we'll talk about him next time, but he's an option at second base. You got Jonah Bride, who can play second base. Justin Foscue, obviously Rangers' top prospect for a while, can also play second base. Richie Martin's been on some people's radar this spring. The one guy I really like is Cam Cauley, who, as we're filming this, watched him play against the White Sox. Man, he's speedy. He can play great defense. And for a guy that profiles like him, I think if he can be just like an average bat and play the defense that he does, he can be like a 4 or 5 win player. Obviously, he's going to start in AAA, but I'm excited to see what he can bring. As we now move to the shortstop position with our guy Corey Seager. There's really not much to talk about Seager other than he's one of the best hitters in the sport. Obviously, but what Rangers fans will think about is that uh, he gets injured. He gets injured, and I don't know what to expect when it comes to how many games he's going to play. Obviously, we just hope for the best. But the Rangers need to survive with him losing games because that's just what's been the trend the last 3 years. But he's still been hitting at an 860 OPS last year. 6 B WAR in 102 games is insane. So yeah, what's your thoughts on Seager at all? Other than that, he's just the best unless anybody gets hurt.
Yeah, there's not much to say here. He's the best hitter in baseball, and well, not in baseball, but he's one of the best.
Yeah,
Um,
one of the best. Yeah.
yeah, no, there's definitely better, but he's he's really good. He's really solid, but you just gotta expect he's gonna miss a third of the season, and hope one of these bench spots can fill in and take his place and just do a decent job while he's gone. But when he is there, expect him to hit.
Yeah. Um. Again, as bench options, you got Jonah Bride. Obviously Zeke Duran can play short. Sucks for Sebastian Walcott, by the way. He got his
Oh yeah,
surgery, which sucks.
Cody
Um,
Freeman as well could have been playing
oh yeah,
second.
Cody Freeman, but I think he's gonna be back late April, so it's not the worst case scenario. Although it does suck. But
Because
we'll see
I
Cody.
think honestly, I would have taken Freeman over. Would I take Freeman over Smith? I don't know.
No, I think Smith has earned it. Definitely his
I,
numbers against righties. I think Freeman was definitely in the boat to platoon with Smith as the Rangers are still looking for platoon options.
yeah,
But
but like, bro,
again,
see, Haggerty's gone crazy this spring season, bro. Spring training, bro. He's gone nuts.
yeah, he just hits, man. It's really fun.
He's batting like
Again,
600.
yeah, he's going crazy. Cam Cauley's the other another guy to watch. He can also play short. I'm excited to see what that guy does, man, because he seems like he can be kind of like an Evan Carter type dynamic player, you know? Like he comes on the team and immediately makes an impact in them winning. Um, so now transitioning to third base with our guy Josh Young. Um, Last year, obviously not the year Josh Young wanted. Hit 251, 294, 390 with a 684 OPS. I do believe in the Josh Young bounce back more than Jake Berger. The reasons why are obviously in 2024 he basically missed the whole year. He played 46 games, but he was basically playing hurt in those 46 games. So to take last year into account with him missing so many games in the previous year, I think he got this bad year out of the way. I think he's going to make improvements. Um, and also, I think with it felt like the fix with Young is very easy, where he needs to have a better two strike approach. he was really bad with two strikes. I think with a solid two-strike approach and just like a simpler approach in general, I think he can be a lot better. Obviously, he plays great defense. I think Josh Young can bounce back to be what he was in 2023. Like, I really do think he can do that.
Yeah, I think Josh Young. Out of like the three main bounce backs, which are Peterson, Berger, Young, Young's probably the most likely. Um, because like you said, he was just injured 24 and then 25 was probably just his bounce back. But yeah, like you said, better two strike approach and better. Sorry, better like stay more right center because when he stays right center, he's really good. When he stays right center, he's like really good. But he just got to stay right center. When he tries to pull the ball too much or get too aggressive, he gets in trouble. But when he stays right center, he's really solid.
Yep. Well, yeah, some other options at third base are obviously Jonah Bride can play some third base. Zeke Duran can play third base. Um, yeah, maybe I'm not checking out the AAA roster enough. I'm gonna have a quick look to see if there's someone else I'm missing here. Um, that can play some third base. I'm having a quick look.
Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah, yeah,
Young's
yeah,
really
Young,
got their base.
yeah. Obviously, Jonah Bride can play third. I'm sure Tyler Wade can learn how to play third. Yeah, Richie Martin as well. He's a guy who's got people's attention so far in camp. Um, so I guess like we can end on like what are our overall thoughts with this infield? I think this infield, I'm not worried about. I think the catching spot can be average. I think second base can be average. Shortstop's obviously going to be amazing. I think needing a Josh Young and a Jake Berger bounce back means so much to this team season. I think we reiterated that's where the volatility lands is in Josh Young, Jake Berger, and Jock Peterson. Because either all three of them bounce back and this lineup is crazy and they're winning the West, or none of them bounce back and then they're back to being a really bad offense and then they're going to just middle around 500. So that's where the volatility lands. Um, but overall, I would have liked another first baseman, but I do like where this infield is at mostly.
Yeah, I like it. The catcher, I think it's just gonna be like an average catching team. I mean, you gotta even defensively. Defense is gonna go down because Heim was a good defensive catcher. Defense definitely went down, but I think you would take it for Glove Life because Glove Life's just hard to end in period. Um, yeah, you're really banking on Jake Burger bounce back, and you hope that he can do some good. I trust the second. Obviously, I trust Seager. I mean, who wouldn't? I like Smith and Haggerty platooning at second base. Um, the thing with Young, he just needs to be consistent because he showed glimpses of 25 of just going nuts. Like he'd go 500 for like 2 weeks, and then he died to like zero point 0.5 or like zero point zero 0.05 the next two. He just never was consistent. If he can stay consistent, then I think he'll be better. He just was never consistent. There'll be weeks where he go crazy. There'll be weeks where he goes quiet, and that's pretty much the whole lineup. There'll be weeks where they go absolutely crazy, like everyone was just hitting, and there'll be weeks where everyone just dies out and no one can hit, and it's just like it was pretty much like literally last year. It was like 2 weeks. Okay, they catch up to the rest of the AL West. Okay, now we're back down. Okay, now we're catching up. Now we're back down. Like just kept bouncing back and forth. Never really got where they needed to be. So just some consistency in the lineups is all we really need.
Yeah, Jake Berger and Jock Peterson, or Jake Berger and Josh Young, I guess, and Jock Peterson. We'll talk more about Peterson next time. But yeah, Jake Berger and Josh Young, some just consistent at bats day in and day out. Those are two of the guys that they would take at bats day in and day out, and they'd have some tough ones and really hurt the team. So if we can just get some consistent good at bats from both of them, I think this team improves a lot. But yeah, that those are our thoughts on the infield and catcher. I believe midweek we're gonna do kind of like a spring training check-in where we check up on all the pitchers, all the hitters, and see what's going on with them. And then next week we're gonna do our outfield and DH preview. So again, we appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Yep.